This weekend, the IndyCar Series ditches the right turns to race once again on an oval, this time at Kentucky Speedway. However, there are going to be some changes to the IndyCar setup, so we caught up with President of Competition and Racing Operations for the IndyCar Series, Barnhart, on what changes are being done to promote competition on the ovals.
From a league standpoint, we've tried to implement a policy down at Kentucky that gives the teams some more options and some more tools with regards to their setup and the choice of downforce levels they're going to run on the mile-and-a-half Kentucky Oval in an effort to improve the racing and the product that we've seen on the racetrack from earlier in the year. We've allowed the use of the rear tire ramps, a side pod extension in connection with the rear tire ramps off the side pods themselves, wheel infills, as well as we've taken the half-inch rear wing gurneys off of the end fences. So there's several changes. The only one that's mandated is the half-inch gurneys coming off. The other three items they can use in any combination and they don't have to qualify and race in the same configuration. We're just trying to give them some more tools and more choices for their setups. What we were looking for was what we referred to as efficient means of downforce and grip level. It gives them an opportunity to choose their downforce level without adding a bunch of drag to the car. Because we focused between the wheels, we stayed within the wheelbase. We didn't want to mess with the front wings or the rear wings and get into pitch sensitivity of the cars. We focused on efficient, effective means of downforce, and now that they have to choose their downforce levels that they're going to race with. Basically, the decisions were made based on their input from the first place. After watching the first couple of mile-and-a-half races and not really seeing what we're accustomed to seeing, through a lot of conversations with the drivers, with the team engineers and the team managers, the suggestion was to give them these tools. These are all tools they all own. They didn't have to go buy new components. They don't have to go test them. They're familiar with them. It gives them a chance to put them back on the car, that they're very familiar with them. They know what their effect is on the car. Now they've got choices, and that's what we were looking for. One of the team engineers said, "You're going to make me choose which downforce level to race with and hope we get it right." And that should hopefully open up some passing opportunities on the racetrack. This is basically the same car that we've run for several years, and if it doesn't work, we'd really be surprised. We'd be scratching our heads as to why, because there hasn't been any significant changes, virtually any changes at all, to see why this car, which has raced so well for numerous years, all of a sudden can't. That just doesn't make sense. So to be honest with you, I don't know what the next step would be, because we would then be entering an area that we don't know anything about. I don't anticipate that it won't work. If it doesn't, then we may have to get into looking at some additional changes with front and or rear wings. I think it'll go well. Kentucky's a place we've raced very well, and again, because they're known entities, known items that we're putting on the car, I think it'll prove to be a valuable addition to the teams, and I think it will improve the show that we see on the racetrack. I think it'll be a great race weekend all the way around.
It sounds like with these changes, the racing will be fast and furious this weekend, and no doubt with the quality of our drivers, the IndyCar fans will be in for a treat. As usual, you can catch all the excitement from Kentucky Speedway on Versus and right here at IndyCar.com. I'm Lauren Bolander, and you're up to speed.